My name is Aric Schneller, and I'm a proud member of the Houston Jazz Orchestra Trombone Section, as well as the Director of Jazz Studies at Sam Houston State University. Today, it's my pleasure to offer some tips and tricks on how to play the changes to the TMEA All-State Jazz Improv Audition material, I Have Met Miss Jones. Solo. Tips and tricks for the solo language I created for I Have Met Miss Jones. I like to demonstrate some of these licks for you out of tempo and mostly at half speed so that you can really hear it and we can talk about them. So first of all, I'll play the first lick that I started with, which is an arpeggio. I like how that sounds, and I use some trombone inflections and some vibrato, and then I'll continue with that. Which is the 2-5-1 in the key of F major, the G minor 7 to C7. And I did kind of a classic arpeggiated lick on the 2 chord, G minor. And then I did a sharp 11 on the C7, kind of a Lydian dominant, and slurred down and back up to really emphasize that. I love how that sounds. And then it conveniently goes up to the flat 7 of the A minor 7 chord, the G major, which sounds like this. I'll start on the C7. And again, I love those kind of arpeggiated licks. I have to admit, Vincent Gardner and Andre Hayward and all these wonderful, great players that are so bluesy and soulful, I love so very much, and so I'm trying to emulate that in the language I'm hearing them play and the language I'm creating, and so that's what I'm hearing there. And of course, I play that E flat, that's the flat 9, going to the D minor 7 actually, and then now moving to the G minor 7, measure 47. And I have some specific kind of articulation language in there that I really love about Curtis Fuller's playing that you'll hear throughout the whole solo. And of course, one of my favorite trombone players of all time right now is Michael Dees, and he is a proponent of Curtis Fuller, of course, and has taken his language to incredible heights. And but I'm giving a kind of an homage to Curtis Fuller there. And then, of course, when I get to the 5 chord, I do that classic "Cry Me a River" on the sharp 9 coming down, which is originally a 9-1, 5, flat 3, 9-1 from the original tune, "Cry Me a River." But it's superimposed over the 5, so that's a classic altered dominant lick. And then the second A section continues like this at measure 49, the second A. And then I go to the 2-5-1 going to G minor. And then back to that same. Now I go to another altered dominant lick, which is slightly different because it has the sharp 9, the E flat going to the flat 9, D flat, and then the A flat or G sharp, which is the sharp 5. So it sounds like this. But then I go to the B flat. To the third of D minor 7 of measure 54. So in all these licks that I'm sort of pasting together, there's some threaded, eighth notes that are kind of connecting all of this. And so continuing on, now we have the 2-5-1 lick going to B flat major, the first bar of the bridge of letter B of measure 57. So the C minor 7. Chromatic approach tone to the C natural. Then on the F7, I do that same kind of idea with the sharp 9, flat 9, sharp 5, flat 6, which is the lick right here. Resolving to the 5 of B flat major 7. But there's no stopping at B at the bridge. It goes like this. And now I do something on the classic 2-5-1 in the key of G flat major, which I'm sure many of you have studied this and have teachers tell you that there's treatises written on how John Coltrane played this tune, and because of playing this bridge, that was a huge impetus for creating the tune Giant Steps, meaning that we went from the key of F major to the key of 4 for one bar at the bridge, then all of a sudden we drop down a major third and go to the key of G flat. We add 5 flats. And there's a 2-5-1 in the key of G flat major. On this, I decided to do a pentatonic, G flat major pentatonic lick. And then you drop down another major third to the key of D, right? You have 2 sharps. And then I play right up the D major scale and kind of do a pentatonic thing coming back down. And then I repeat the pentatonic in the key of G flat major. So here's how the bridge goes. Pretty cool. Then key of D. Right? Kind of the D major pentatonic thing. And then I go back to the pentatonic on G flat again. Repeat it. If something sounds good, repeat it. I had to get out of it somehow, right? And I come to the C7 and B flat 7, and I take that same lick and go down a half step. And now I go into the last A section, and I've always kind of had this descending off hemiola, offbeat melody thing, which is bluesy, by the way. Or basically the F blues scale, but not really the scale so much as it is a blues lick, a blues language. So I do that again. So instead of going to the flat 3 on that, I go back to the major third of the F major over the 2-5 and G minor, the A half diminished to D7, measure 66. I'll do it again because it's cool. Then I do a huge jump to the 9 of G minor 7 and transpose that lick. So it's A natural, ba ba da ba da da ba da da, which is then what? The sharp 5 of C7, the G sharp, going to the sharp 9. Check it out. Resolving to the 3rd on the and of 4, going to A minor 7. Then I just play an arpeggiated kind of threading pattern through the A minor 7, D7, which is the 2-5 of the 2 chord, and then 2-5-1 to F, which goes like this. To the 3rd of F major. Another Curtis Fullerism. And now I do a classic lick that all trombone players know, that have listened to and studied Frank Rosolino. This is a total ripoff of a Frank Rosolino lick. I'll do my best at that every time, but I don't get it every time. And then I come back down the scale so I go up to the double F and come back down very, very quickly. So it sounds like this. That's hard to do. I'll do it again. If first I don't succeed, try again. I think for a moment that's about as good as it's going to get. But I love Frank Rosolino, and so the way he plays, very quickly and triple tongue arpeggiated stuff that seems almost impossible in the trombone, he does it. So I'm a huge fan of Frank Rosolino. And then I do a quote from Fascinating Rhythm on the second the second chorus of the tune on measure 75. Check it out. G minor 7. I don't do the whole melody. I cut it halfway through and get out of it. So again, it sounds like this. Try to get some air in there because this thing is moving quickly, and I do this offbeat pattern cruising all the way through that A minor 7, D minor 7, G minor 7 to C7, the 2-5 back to F major, which sounds like this. The sharp 7 of G minor 7, right? The film noir kind of thing. G minor 7 with the F sharp. And I cruise back down on the 8th notes. Then I have this kind of chromatic approach tone lick on the second A section. And I get a breath. Cry me a river, cry me a river. So I transpose that lick. First it's on the 9 on the G minor 7 from the classic tune, Cry Me a River. And then I go to the A flat, which is the sharp 6, or the flat 6, sharp 5, and put that Cry Me a River over that, and it hits all the altered tones in that as well. Now, this is where I had a little fun. The A minor, D minor 7 within the A sections, F major, if you just stick around F major, they're easy to blow over those changes because the A minor is the minor 3rd, doesn't, so it stays within the key of F, and D is the minor 6. But here, I treated the A minor 7 like a Dorian mode in the key of G, and the D minor 7 as a Dorian mode in the key of C. So here, hence I have this lick. Key of G, A Dorian. Then I have D minor 7 in the key of C, which is Dorian. And then on the C minor 7, going to the F7, I play an angular kind of lick and go outside the key. In fact, I do some stuff that kind of doesn't really fit, but it does. For example, on measure 87, I play that E natural on the end of 4 leading into the F7, which is E natural doesn't fit over a minor 7 chord. And it certainly doesn't fit on an F7. You have an E flat, the flat 7. But because of the way I'm using the lick and setting up this angular motion, your ear buys it because it sounds out. So it sounds like this. I'll do the C minor 7 to F7 going to the bridge of B flat major. So, and it's kind of cool because it's very trombonistic, because what am I doing? I'm really going between second and fourth position, back and forth. So it's a lick just based on going between second and fourth position, which goes. Second, four, right? 4. And then on the B flat major 7 of the bridge, second chorus of measure 89, I go to the F sharp, which is the sharp 5, the augmented of the major, but I cruise up the B flat major triad, the 7th, right? A, which is the major 7. C is the 9, up to F, which is the 5th, to the 3rd. So it's angular, and then I jump all the way to just a scale, G flat major scale, over the whole 2-5-1 in the key of G flat major. So I'll play the bridge again. Which is cool because the F sharp and G flat are enharmonically the same. Now I do a D major scale going up to 2-5-1, E minor 7 to A7 to D major. And then I just do a kind of a Curtis Fullerism just to ease myself out of all this movement to finalize, to get out of the solo, right? So I do this, A flat minor 7, D flat 7 to G flat major, which is the 2-5-1 just before the last A section. Which is the 3rd of G flat major, a B flat. And then I repeat that same lick on the C7, B flat 7, just down a half step. And then I do this kind of lick that I've always liked and heard over the last A section. Tonic, right, or 3rd, 2, 1, 7, major 7, 6, major 7, 1. So I do it like this. And I continue. And then I just do an arpeggiated pattern through the last 3, 6, 2, 5, 1. But I had to get a breath, so I put an 8th rest on 1 so I could catch a breath. And that arpeggio is what? 3rd, 5, 3, minor 3rd, 5, minor 3, flat 7, E flat on the D7, flat 7, 5, 3, F sharp, and then 1, flat 3, 1, flat 3, 5, flat 3, flat 9, sharp 9, 3rd, 9 of the F major 7. And I try to hold as long as I can, but I'm running out of air, so you heard me fall off that G at the end. And so after studying this, then one can play their own solo and maybe use hints of this. I hope these tips helped you. And I wish you all the best with your All-State Improv on I Have Met Miss Jones. Thank you.